this whole season of mine, season 4, when you get there, you'll see my character goes through an emotional roller coaster, and my character went through that, but so did I, because I'm playing the character, and so I have to leave those emotions kind of on the table at all times, and putting those on the table at all times means like I was very sensitive to a lot of things in that time frame, right? Some dude sends a message like, "Oh man, I lost my buddy to this and that." I'm like, "Fuck, man," and like everything's eating at me. And then when the show aired and finished, I got thousands of messages from veterans about like, "Thank you for talking about post-traumatic stress, and thank you for displaying what it's like to have post-traumatic stress." I'm like, "Oh, I live with this shit, dog." But to see that I was able to do it on a grand scale where the nation can watch, I mean, the world can watch someone go through it, but also know it because I am it, right? Was so fucking valuable, dog, that I was getting messages that I was in the room crying because I was like, God damn, I can't control this. I still was learning how to shut it off after 6 months of filming. I needed 2 months to shut off, you know? And so I'm reading these emotions. They're like, man, what you did there, bro, I was like a wreck. I said, I got to go to the room. She goes, go ahead. She's like so proud of it, though. Yeah, she was so proud of it, and so proud of that I was willing to do that for others as well. It was a sacrifice, and it was therapeutic value all in one. You know what I mean? But it meant so much to the family for me to go out there and give my best version of me as an actor, because that good acting creates follow-on work. And so it's a 3-part thing for me, and like, be good at acting so I can continue to work and play for the family bills. Be good at acting because the veteran community deserves that storyline to be told in the most fairest of eyes, right? And be good at acting because shit, every time I do it, it feels therapeutic. You know what I mean? And so it heals a little bit more. It makes me feel more human, right? And so, yeah, so Betteran essentially is synonymous with Vincent Vargas. It's kind of the mindset of like, we can be better, right? I wanted to push veterans to be better. You know, society wants to tell us that we're suicidal, we struggle with post-traumatic stress, but like, the truth is everyone has post-traumatic stress. It's not a veteran issue, it is a humanity issue. If you're human and you've seen something that doesn't sit well, it's post-traumatic stress, right? And so we've been labeled as almost as broken, you know, right. And I wanted to try and get away from that stereotype. I wanted to get away from that ideology and say, no, stop thinking that 22 a day, right? People use 22 a day as a marketing platform, right? Like, send money to me because we're going to help veterans with suicide. 20-something years and there's no one helping.
Give some background of what 22 a day is.
22 a day is there's a statistic, and it's wrong, but there's a statistic that people hung their hat on years ago about 22 veterans commit suicide a day. Yes, at one point that was a fact, but it changes every year, right? And to add to that, it's not only OEF veterans. It's not just the Iraq and Afghanistan veterans of our time. It is Vietnam veterans. It's, you know, your Korean, like whatever there was at the time, if they're still alive. It's all the veterans. You know what I mean? There's an issue. And there's a societal issue across the nation with suicide. Law enforcement has high suicide. Freaking Utah has the highest teen suicide rate. You see what I'm saying? So,
especially amongst men, right? A man is like 4 times more likely as a man,
definitely.
Or teenage boys, I think, is the highest statistic.
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah. Either way, it's an epidemic across all humanity that we need to address, right? And so, when people started talking about the 22, there's thousands of organizations that jumped on that bandwagon. Thank you for the sentiment of it, and started raising money to try and help veterans with suicide. No one's really helped, right? Because there's more to suicide than just like, let me just throw money at it. You know, people commit suicide for money, relationships, depression. The post-traumatic stress and depression kind of ball up into, and as well as there's several other things, but all in all, you know, there's kind of like this 5-layer cake of issues that everyone needs to be addressing, right? Hormones, like we get out of the military, and most military men who've been to combat and high levels of stress have low T, right? I did a study with 40 veterans of 39 low T, right? And so there's so many different levels we need to address to help a veteran that say the veteran suicide, and as well as we need to stop highlighting the most negative aspect of a veteran, because now you've turned it into like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, bro. The dude's like, oh, life's not going so good. I'm just going to be a statistic. So it's veterans, the business itself, the ideology of it will always exist, but it's kind of at a standstill because I realized that, you know, it takes money to create this organization that I want to do. And
for-profit, non-profit?
The business of shirts was for-profit to pay the non-profit, but all in all, it's failing. and that's okay. I
Wow.
have to revamp this whole thing. The ideology of it won't die because I live that, right? I'm showing every day that I can be better, that I can improve, that even one of us can get in Hollywood at a high level, and if it's just if that's just something to inspire others to do more, then so be it, right? And so I live this daily, but the goal of what I wanted to create was a facility that addressed all the things that you can think of: financial literacy, hormone replacement therapy, all kinds of different other therapies, modalities of therapy, from EMDR, which is a type of it's all kinds of different stuff, right? So there's so many different modalities in how to heal people. I've seen people use microdosing. There's people that are using they're doing ayahuasca. All these I want to look into all of them. What's gonna work to help people cure post-traumatic stress, depression, figure out finances, and know how to handle a good, healthy relationship.
And not just show up to a doctor and get
Correct.
a pharmaceutical script.